Hi everyone! So welcome to the call. Tonight you have me, Olivia Measures, and then Harriet and Dan are also speaking. It's going to be a really chilled and casual call. We're going to kind of share our business stories and top tips on how to get to the top and how to keep people motivated. And just turn my Facebook off. So thanks so much for coming on, guys. You two are absolutely amazing. Oh, I think can I hear you?
Yeah.
Oh, fab, yeah. You guys are amazing. Like, you're honestly one of my fave couples in the business, and I always tell everyone, like, I wish they were my team. They're so amazing. And I say it to Lucas all the time. I'm like, I wish they were my team. It's just so annoying. Yeah, you two are just such a cute power couple, like, amazing. So I wondered if you could just share your business story, like, when you started, who started first, who was motivated, who was crap to begin with, did you get stuck at any point, like just anything like that would be amazing.
Right, you go.
Okay, so I was the reason why we started. I was a carpenter working in a workshop which was very, very cold in the winter, and I wanted an opportunity where I could live life on my own terms, and it should give a speaker view. Hope you can see us, but anyway. And basically, I was looking for entrepreneurial ways to start making money where I didn't have to be a slave to my boss, working a 9 to 5. So I started listening to podcasts and stuff and learning on how to make money on the side. And then someone invited me to a networking night, which turned out to be the Juice Plus opportunity. I was going to go, but Harriet didn't want to go. I actually cancelled and didn't go to the first opportunity, but then there was another one in my hometown, and I said to Harriet, right, I'm going to go with or without you because I really want to go and see what it's all about. And then we went. Do you want to continue?
Yeah, so I literally didn't, I wasn't looking for an opportunity at all because when I started, or when Dan took us along to that event, I was actually a teacher, training to be a teacher at the time. So I was in the middle of a really heavy year, like anyone that's ever done a PGC will just know it's really crazy. And I didn't want anything extra. So when Dan said, do you want to go to a networking night? I was like, no, I don't. I've got much better things to be doing. And the only reason I went is because he said he was going to meet a random girl on Facebook called Romy Calypso. And I was like, nah, no, you're not. I thought she was a gypsy because of her name. I tell her this all the time. And I was like, no, you're not going to meet her, so I'm going to have to come with you. And I only went because I was jealous. So I sat there really begrudgingly, but I always think like the amazing thing about this business is that you can't unsee the opportunity, and that's why I'm always so shocked when people quit or they don't see it through, because I'm like, you know what this business can do, right? You've seen the compensation plan, so how could you know all of that and give up on it? So I was just like, okay, we'll do this together. But what that meant is we signed up together in Dan's name. So when it came to getting recognition and everything like that, it was all Dan, and I did not like it one bit. So about a year into our Juice Plus business, we decided to separate our franchises, although we still treat all of our team members like we are both their joint uplines. And so now Dan's QNMD and my business is at SSC. Hopefully we'll get to the point where we're both QNMD and we can both take credit for it. But yeah, I suppose the things that got us stuck were we used to do really regular events, and then we just stopped doing them because we begrudge paying for events where only 1 or 2 people would come. But little did we know that actually we had to go through those times to get like more people to come, and I think that's where people go wrong. I know, like, obviously your business is really different to ours in that the fact it's mostly online, but in our area no one knew about it, so events are really powerful for us. And yeah, we stopped doing events and our business went downhill, didn't it? We were SC at the time and we went from 30 team members down to 1. Literally that one person's still with us now, luckily.
And Peplo.
Yeah, and then we've now built it up. We've got 176 team members now, and we've had to we built it up and then we had to start it from scratch again. So events for us is really key, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
So yeah, and that's where we are now.
Yeah, it's amazing because it's just so different to me, and I think that's what's key, is that like you shouldn't follow Harriet and Dan, you shouldn't follow me. Like, obviously take stuff from us, because we're probably at a position that most of you like want to be at. Obviously, they're at QNMD, I'm at PMD, like everyone wants to get to these positions. But I think the most important thing is to like find your own thing. So you guys did events, even for example, like Lucas, they still do events. They have a massive one in Berlin, but I have honestly never done events. Never ever. My upline, Lauren, never does events. To be honest, actually saying that, I do have an event with Sally at the end of the month, but I don't organise anything. Sally's like, do you want to come to my event? Please come. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll come. But if I had to organise it, I'll be like, no, soz, like, stuff like that. So like, everyone is really different. But I do think events are amazing. If I'm honest, like, I think I should do more, but I've just never done them. And I think that's kind of key, is that also people say I'm really nervous, I'm quite shy, so it's like, well, do it all online then, you know. I built my business completely online, and you've got to like add brand new people, you've got to interact with people. So I don't know about you guys, if you get people that say like, oh, but I'm really nervous, I'm really shy to post. And it's like, well, if you don't post and you don't add brand new people, you're never going to build your network. So I'm just wondering what you guys think on that as well.
Yeah, we literally tell our team to add like 100 a day. So it's funny because like we went along to Cassie Smith's training, and I know that they tell their team to add like 5 to 10 people a day. And I was like, wow, like obviously that's good. That's good. If you're consistently adding 5 to 10 people, your audience is going to grow. But if you really want to grow an audience, and like you said, if you haven't got people on your Facebook already that they think are interested, then adding people is probably the most income earning thing you can do when you're new and when you're trying to build it up. Because if you have, the first thing I ask someone when they say they're struggling is, how many Facebook friends do you have? Because if someone says they've got 400 friends, it's like standing in the middle of a field and screaming at the top of your lungs and no one can hear you. So and to think, you know, all the stuff to do with like Facebook algorithms and how many people actually see your posts, like if you've only got 500 friends and only 5% are seeing your stuff, and then probably only 5% of those people who actually want to buy Juice Plus, that's probably less than one person.
Yeah, it's true.
You have to have loads of Facebook friends, don't you?
Yeah, I agree. No, I think it's so important to add people every single day. And another thing that's really important is that you are going to get stuck. And that is totally not me being negative. And I know you guys like will say the same thing in a second, but you are going to get stuck, and you are going to lose team members. You are going to lose like clients or people that don't like things. And that is just life. Like, that is completely life. And you are going to feel like, oh my gosh, is this for me? Is it not? But then what I just want to say to that is like, why on earth would you quit something when you can see that people earn, you know, my upline, for example, earns nearly £30,000 a month. And then Natalie Young earns £30,000 a month. And when I first joined, they were earning like 3K a month. And I just like grown with them. And I'm like, honestly, why on earth would you quit just because it takes a long time when you see people living their dream life? And, you know, everyone gets stuck at one point. Like, you've got to think about anything that you did in your life that was worthwhile. I bet you got stuck at it. Even a job that you used to do before Juice Plus, you had to learn like exactly what to do, didn't you? Like, you had to learn how to work the till, you had to learn how to approach customers. And I bet, you know, for example, I worked in retail as well, and I learned like a particular way on how to speak to people that would make them want to buy the product more. But like, it took me a lot of time to learn that. So you've got to see Juice Plus as, you know, something where you earn like whilst you learn, but you do have to learn, and it is going to take a bit of time. And for me, like, I got stuck at NMD for 9 months, but I actually don't see it as being stuck at the time when I was stuck. I saw it as in like a punishment. I was like, great, I'm stuck. Great. Like, can't move anywhere, this is bad. But then I realised it really wasn't a punishment. It was amazing that I was there, because like, to be PMD is a lot of hard work. I don't think people quite realise you don't just sit at the top and it's all hunky-dory. Like, you've then got 3,000 team members that a lot of them have a problem in the day, and you've got to help them out and you've got to sort them. And if you suddenly went from nothing to PMD in one day, I promise you, you would be like, oh my gosh, I've got 50 customers that want to return the product. I've got this client that's blowing up. I've got this team member that's quitting. She's going through blah, blah, blah. Like, I promise you, that's exactly what you get. And you wouldn't be ready for it. So you've got to see that the times where you get stuck are just for you to grow, and you wouldn't have these times if you couldn't go through it. And if you like keep pushing through, then you'll get to the top. So it's just like me, I kept pushing through, and I didn't, yes, sometimes I did moan and complain, like, well, it's a little bit annoying, I'm not where I want to be, and then she overtook me, that stupid cow, and like, you know, I wanted to get there quicker, she doesn't work as hard as me. Like, obviously we all have those type of horrible like moments, because we are quite selfish creatures, like, to be honest, like, we all want to be the best and all get to the top. But then I realized, like, you know, it's just not my time, and you should be happy for everyone, you know, you can learn something from everyone. So if someone's in a position where you want to be, don't be jealous of them, just think like, I can learn from this person because they obviously did something that I haven't quite done yet, that can get me there. So I just wondered what your guys, I think one of your questions actually was, what was it, something about getting to SC, you got stuck at SC. And how did you like get past that?
Dan, do you want to answer?
Yeah, I'm looking up at my bookcase for a book right now, but it's not there. Here it is. So I got stuck at SC, and whilst I was sort of back in the zone, I got back in the zone. I was determined to make it work. I went on holiday to Bali, and for the 2 weeks I was there, I sat down and I read this book. And this is the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And this book is all about, Lucas sorting her out.
The sound's really bad.
Oh, the sound is bad apparently.
Oh, okay. So this book is, it taught me on how to lead people, to manage people. And when I was a carpenter, I had never managed anyone except myself. And then as soon as I had a team of people, I didn't know how to speak to them. And I didn't know how to lead by example. And I was very bossy. So I taught myself how to lead people. And to be honest with you, I'm still learning every day because I'm still quite bossy. But this book taught me all about how to just lead by example. And that's when my business changed. Yeah. I stopped focusing on myself and started looking at my team and their goals. And that's when the business started to grow. And that's one of the biggest sort of, what's the word, rules of this business. It's not about you, it's about your team.
And actually at that point, that was when we decided to set my franchise up, because we kind of felt as though all our team members saw us as bosses, not leaders. And we also felt like they weren't doing anything, not because we weren't doing anything, we were trying, but like we weren't necessarily producing like we should have been. And we were like, right, do you know what, if we want everyone to follow us, we need to give them a reason to follow us, and we need to lead by example. So that was when we set my franchise up. I literally went STD reconfirmed, SC reconfirmed, SSC. So we literally said, right, if we want people to follow us, let's give them a reason to. And we just started recruiting and putting on customers, and then our team just started to duplicate that. Because I think if you don't do it yourself, would your team do it?
Yeah, I completely agree. It's something that I say to my team all the time. Like, I'll just ask a question and hopefully people say yes. On the chat now, who thinks that I am a leader and not a boss? But you have to be honest. Like, I want everyone to be honest in my team. I'm really nervous. But I just want to see it. Because a lot of people say to me like, oh, but your team grows all the time. Oh, you guys. Okay, good. So someone's going to be like, boss. And I'll be like, you can leave the call now. No. But I think, oh, you horrible. I was just like, did you see my eyes? I was like, who put boss? But I completely agree. Honestly, a lot of people say to me, like, why do you still grow? And it's like, you know, last month I did 56 personal sales and like, I don't know, 4 new direct downlines or 5 new direct downlines. And like, you have to be a leader. And when the times, like going back to the point of getting stuck, like, and putting it together, like when the times get tough and when you do feel stuck, you still have to be a leader. And for me, obviously I'm PMD Club 100, and you might think, where are you going? But I want to get to Club 200, and I've been Club 100 since August 2015. So, you know, by the time that I reach Club 200, it could be 2 years where I'm technically at the same position. And you guys don't see me not working any harder. If anything, you see me working harder. So it's very, very important that when you get stuck or you feel you're stuck, you're not getting stuck like you're probably just not doing what you used to do at the beginning. Or, you know, a lot of you guys, I find that you get to SDD or you get to SC, and then you suddenly think, oh, I've made it. Oh my God, I've made it. Now I just don't have to do anything for the next day. I can just leave it for the next day and the sales will keep coming in. And of course, the sales will keep coming in to begin with. Like, you know, you're going to get people saying, I want to buy it because it's fresh, it's new. And then you start going a month later, oh, it doesn't work anymore. Doesn't work, this company. And then it's like, yeah, it doesn't work because you're not working. You know, you might have been really very lucky to begin with and just had a good Facebook network and you sold to loads of people and that was great. And then the real work happens. Like, even for me though, I had to, like, if anyone doesn't know my story, like, I built my whole business on Twitter, and I don't really use Twitter anymore because now I have a big Facebook following. So I switched from Twitter to Facebook. But I had to build everything on Twitter because I was too embarrassed to post on my Facebook, even though I had like 2,000 friends. So on my new Facebook, which had 20 friends, I had to build an audience. So when you're starting out, you have to add brand new people every single day. And also you've got to build a relationship with them. So, like, especially on Facebook, you can't just add them and then be like, hi, are you interested in my product? Because it's like, we all know we've had that, and it's like, well, piss off, I'm not interested in your product. Or, you know, it's like when someone comes into the street and then they say to you, oh, hi, do you want to buy this? And you're like, no, thanks, I don't know who you are and I don't know what your product is and I actually don't have time for you. When you do have time for them, but just the way that they did it, you're like, no, I don't want it. So, you know, on Facebook, when you add people, you need to, like, care about them. Don't just see them as a sales number, see them as changing their life. And I would say that's one reason why my business is so strong, because I love to change people's lives and I love to help my clients. I love to help them feel amazing about themselves, and I love to help my team members change their lives as well. So if you really want one massive tip, it's like you guys said, to look at yourself and then say, am I just selfish? Do I just want to get to NMD because I want the £7,200? Or do I want to get to NMD because I want to see a massive group of girls in my team, 10 of us, all smashing it to the top and all changing our lives? And it is hard, guys. I'm not saying that you need to be Miss Amazing and give, but if you're not a little bit Miss Amazing and you're not giving to people and you're not trying to change their lives, then you are never going to be PMD. And I'm not being harsh about it, but you're not going to get to PMD if you're selfish. So the more you give to people, I firmly believe, however you give to people in life is how it's given back to you. And for example, like, I just find it always happens, like, this is strays off the point, but like, I bought my auntie some flowers for Valentine's Day because she doesn't have, she has an ex-husband, what are they called? Don't know, divorce, she's divorced. It is ex-husband, isn't it? But she has a ex-husband, but she doesn't have anyone anymore. So I was like, oh, can't wait, like, I'm going to buy her some flowers. And then, I'm not joking, like 10 minutes later after I bought her the flowers, like, I got a sale. And then I did something else, like I gave, I bought one of my team members a Birmingham ticket because they didn't have a ticket. And then I got a platinum package sale, which is shakes and boosters and capsules. And I know some people will be like, oh, it's just a coincidence, but I'm not joking. Every time I give to someone, and it always surprises me, like, once I've done it, I'm like, oh, like, I just got a sale and now I can help someone else feel amazing. Like, every time I do it, I feel like I get given back, and you guys hopefully will find the same. But truly, if you want to get to the top in this business, yes, focus on you, and yes, do have your goals, because at the end of the day, you need to be a leader and you need to push through it and show everyone, you know, I'm going for this goal. But like, don't be selfish about it. Help people along the way. And you guys, you said that you find you do that as well, don't you now?
Yeah.
Yeah, and also I think the biggest place where people get stuck in this business, I don't know if anyone can relate to it, is SC to SSC. It's probably one of the biggest jumps in the business, because obviously you're going from points to pay line. And the reason people get stuck is nothing to do with SSC being harder than SC. It's because people up to SC only focus on their own promotion. So they think about the £300 bonus for STD, and they think about the 900 bonus for SC and what they're going to spend it on and how amazing it's going to feel when they get recognition. When really, if they started this business knowing that if they got 2 of their girls to SDD, reconfirmed, and then built 2 other legs to be safe, they would get to SSC easily without even realising they've done it, and they would have helped 2 other people get major success. So I think if people were able to switch their mindset, like you said, to not about their own success but other people's, then actually they would fly through the positions a lot quicker.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. I was just going to ask you a question, but I just can't remember what It was, and it was a really good one. But you guys asked me a question, and then I'll think about what I was going to ask you.
So, and we have 3 questions, but the first one that our team really wants to know is, what is your DMO?
Oh yeah, Dan just quickly told me this before I did my live video, and it's actually quite funny. I technically don't have a DMO. I think it's really important just to be like completely you. So if you see my Facebook, it's completely me. Like I post what I want, when I want. I always post yummy food that's completely not on plan to Juice Plus. You know, today I posted this really yummy donut. Yesterday I had a pizza. And like I just post fun things, and I do like fun live videos. At the moment, to be honest, I am trying to do a DMO with a live video like every day, as I do think that's really key, and then people get to see the real you. So whenever I've been doing a shake video, like then people are saying to me, oh, the shakes look really yummy, I didn't know you could do apple pie shake, or I didn't know that you could do banoffee pie or coconut and chocolate, whatever it is, you know, cookie dough shake. So live videos definitely have been amazing for me, and that is one of my DMOs. And of course, like I do add 100 people every day on Facebook, and I do message people, and I do write their names down and keep relationships up with them, and if I think they'd be good as a team member, I keep a really good relationship with them. So of course I do have that typical thing that I do every single day, and you have to add people every single day. You know, if you're not doing it, you're not going to grow. It's simple as that, and it should be hundreds of people every day. And especially when you're just starting out, you're not going to have a following. So the only way for you to get to the top very quick is to do it very quick and add people very quick. And like Harriet was saying, if you're adding 5 people a day, you're going to get to the top at 5%. If you're adding 100 people a day, you'll get to the top at 100%. So you've got to think that out of like what, you know, 100 people, one of them is going to buy from you. So my DMO, honestly, is the typical add people and then build a relationship up with people. But then I just have fun with it. I don't sit and think like I've got to do this and that. And, you know, I got 56 orders last month. But what I do is like, it's also in behind your Facebook. So just posting is like 1% of what you do. So it's not that will get you to the top. What it is how you respond to people asking you about the product. You know, people want to know that you actually care for them. So do you actually care for someone? You know, when they ask you about the product, are you like, good sale, £13.50 in my bank? Or are you like, okay, what does this girl want? Like, does she want to lose 2 stone? Is she a mummy? Maybe the boosters would be great for her. You've got to find out what they want. And when people realize, you know, I had a girl today that was asking me about the products, and she was like, I don't do very well on caffeine because it's really bad for my anxiety. And I could have been like, no, but you'll be fine with the boosters. And honestly, I know that she would have bought it, but I was like to her, don't get the boosters then, because they've got caffeine in them. And if it's not very good for your anxiety, then I wouldn't advise you to do that. So, you know, I would just tell them the truth. And then she was like that. I'm really like, she honestly was like, I'm just so pleased that you told me the truth and you didn't try and sell me the boosters, you know. And I was like, yeah, of course, because I want you to have what will be the best for you. So I think the shakes and improvement capsules will be amazing. So you have to really, behind the scenes is what gets you to the top, and what you do in the dark is what puts you in the light. So I do self-development every day. I really look after my clients. You know, I'm very active in the support group. You'll see me posting in there every day. You know, before I did my live video, I said, guys, I'm just about to go live. I'm doing a steak and sweet potato video so you guys can see how I cook. So things like that is what people will then be like, okay, I want to buy from her. You know, I want this. And it is really behind the scenes what is my DMO, to be honest, rather than what you see. But of course, I like to do like 2 client result photos a day. And I always put that in my LYB album. And then I just do nice, fun photos. I do interactive posts. But yeah, there is never a DMO for anyone that would get you to the top. So just so that everyone knows, there's not a secret DMO to get to PMD. Everyone does it very differently. But as I always say, what you do in the dark puts you in the light. So if you look after your clients and you help them and you're there for them, then that's when your business will grow.
Yeah. Off the back of that, then, because that kind of leads on to the other question is, what do you think then is the most like income earning thing that you do?
I'm very consistent, like extremely consistent. If you look on my Facebook, I don't think there's a day that I know for a fact there's a day that there isn't a day where I've never posted. Apart from, there is one time, like when my grandma passed away last year in August, I just like didn't know what to do, so I just only posted like twice in a day, because it was like the hardest time for me that I've ever gone through. But other than that, like, you will never see me not work. On a Saturday you'll see me working, on a Sunday you'll see me working. Like, even though I'm PMD, you have to work. And then people say to me like, oh my gosh, Olivia, this is a bit off the point, but people say to me like, oh, I've lost team members, oh my gosh, what do I do? They've just gone, I don't know what to do now. And the problem is that they weren't like they weren't consistent enough in looking and adding new people, so they were relying on the old people. When people leave jobs and it's not for them anymore, it was just good for them in a certain time of their life, and now it's not for them anymore. So it's important that you were consistent every single day on bringing new team members. Like, if you saw my flip chart, like, I want 8 new direct downlines this month, you know, to help them get to the top. And if I wasn't bringing in new team members, then I wouldn't still be where I am. And it's very, very important that you're doing that. So definitely the most income thing that you can do to generate income is being consistent, and there is absolutely nothing that beats that. There is not one thing that will beat you being consistent. Obviously you've got to be passionate behind that, because if you're just consistent but you're doing boring posts, you're not going to get anywhere. But if you're creative and consistent, you know, you're working on yourself and you do self-development, that's going to get you to the top. And again, I say it to everyone, you've got to do self-development, and about 1% does self-development. You know, they don't listen to audiobooks, they just continue to watch TV. You know, we don't actually even have a TV in our house. Like, we occasionally love to go to the cinema, but other than that, like, we don't watch like an hour a day of something unless it's self-development. So you've got to sacrifice things to get to the top. So I would definitely say being consistent is number one.
Yeah, amazing. I find like people will go, oh, I'm struggling to recruit, and it's like, well, you can't be non-existent on Facebook, and then when you pop up 3 days later, oh, I'm looking for people to join my team, because people are like, what team, who are you?
Yeah, it's true. Like, you have to have shown like the lifestyle behind what you're doing, and that's not saying that you need to earn loads of money. You know, people say to me, oh yeah, but you get loads of team members because you earn loads of money now, Olivia. But the most I ever got was 12 or 13 in 1 month, and that was when I was SC. So of course I wasn't earning loads of money at that point. Like, the reason why people join is because you're passionate, and I was only SC, so I was learning a lot whilst I was going along. And that's the best thing about our job, is that you earn whilst you learn. And if you're passionate about it, people will want to join your team. If you do fun lifestyle posts, like, you know, I'm so blessed that I can work with my little one just playing alongside me. I never thought I'd have a job like this. You know, just realistic human things where people look at your posts and they go, that's so nice that she has a baby and she's earning a full-time income working at home. Like, I want a lifestyle like that. You know, that's not anything to do with money. So if you're just consistent with it and you're doing fun lifestyle posts, you know, we have hands down the best job in the world. You know, we get to help change people's lives. We get to see amazing results. You know, me personally, I've lost loads of, not I was fat or anything, but I've lost loads of weight from the products. Like, my face isn't chubby like a chipmunk, and my skin is so much better. And I'm sure for you guys as well. So like, not just only like do we get to help people, but I feel amazing, and I've helped hundreds of people in my team go from nothing to earning even like 2,000, 3,000, 10,000, 20,000 plus a month. So it's pretty amazing. So don't forget, like, the opportunity that we have is absolutely incredible, and you just got to go out there and just be positive about it. And it will take time. On average, to get to NMD, which you earn, you know, 80k a year, that should take you like 3 to 5 years. That's what Juice Plus says. And I bet most of you have been in the business like, what, 4 months, just under a year, and then you're like, oh, I'm not getting anywhere. But you know, you might get to, suddenly you might in the 4th or 5th year suddenly go to NMD all in 1 year. But it was just, you were sowing the seeds all that time to suddenly learn and get to the top. So it's not like you will be NMD just like I did in 4 months. It might take you longer, like Harriet and Dan. You guys have taken longer with it, but it doesn't matter at all, because, you know, it doesn't matter how long it takes. You guys obviously still know you're going to get there. So just like one question, when's your goal to get to PMD? Is it by the end of this year, or would you have like a goal?
Well, it is by the end of this year, isn't it? Because Dan has said that he won't propose to me until I'm PMD.
Oh, do you know what? we were talking about it today because I said to Lucas, like, they're so cute. And I was like, I don't know why Dan hasn't proposed to Harriet though yet. I was like, and then I said to him,
every day.
yeah, and honestly, then I hands down said to him, I bet you anything he'll do it when Harriet goes PMD. And it's so funny that you said that because I honestly said that in the car today when we were driving. So that's so funny.
Talk them through that.
Well, the reason why I'm doing that is because it's a great incentive.
And you want to buy her an amazing ring.
Yeah, I'm about to get
£28,000 one.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm able to get an amazing ring. And I believe that this business just takes 100% focus. And I know that if we hustle for one more year, 365 days more of focus, then we can literally go on the most amazing honeymoon, have the best wedding, get the best ring, and just not have anything that's sort of average. Like,
we don't want to get distracted by planning a wedding.
So I just think that what's another year going towards it? It's going to happen one day. So let's just let's just work hard and get that life so that when we are married, we can enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but honestly, I love that so much. I think it's amazing because it is like delayed gratification is the best, honestly. For me, I also said like, I don't want a boyfriend until I'm PMD, and loads of people laugh about it. But at the time I was so serious, you don't understand. I was like, I don't have time for a boyfriend. I was like, because they're going to distract me. I don't have time for this and that. And everyone's very different. And I'm not saying if you have a boyfriend, dump them. Obviously keep them. But like for me, I just knew it just distracted me. And like you guys said, for you, you know that if you propose to Harriet, then you're going to want to start planning the wedding, and it's a distraction. So why don't you guys just say whatever? We all have different things like that we think, okay, if I didn't watch telly, then I know that would be me getting to my position quicker. So why don't you just say for the next month? You don't have to say for a whole year. Some people can't think that far, but why don't you say for the next 3 weeks or the next 2 weeks or whatever, I'm not going to watch telly because I want to get this promotion. And then you can get the promotion, and then you have that £200 bonus, that £1,800 bonus. So why don't you do that? Like, what's stopping you? And really, to get to the top, you are going to have times where like you don't do things that you want to do now, because then in the future that your life will be amazing. And that's the same for me. People still say, well, why do you still work so hard? And because I want to help all of you guys get to the top. It's fun when you hit it, but it's even more fun when your team hits it with you. But also, like, when I have children, I want to give my children the best life ever. Like, I want to send them to private school. I want to give them like those piano lessons. I want to give them absolutely anything that they want. And I know that I'm not there yet, even though I have a business like mine. I know that it's not stable enough for me to just quit and be like, okay, cool, I just leave it and see how it goes. So you just got to give it 100%. What I want to see what someone else said, but go, yeah.
I was going to say, it's funny because we, what me and Dan do in terms of like when we're at home working together all day, we'll allow ourselves from 4 till 6, because that's the time when most people are travelling home from work. They're not necessarily on Facebook. So in terms of human behaviour, it's like the best time, isn't it, for us to have downtime. So from 4 to 6, we will either cook dinner together, or we might put a film on, or we'll just do something, get out the house, and we'll do something that's just for us at 4 till 6, because that's a kind of a time that we know that we can afford to take out. If we were kind of going on dates every night of the week, 7 till 9, that's like prime time for us in Juice Plus. So we wouldn't do that. And then we all say, like, and we started saying this to our team now, like, work really hard like all month, but then plan something for the end of the month or the end of the 90 days, whatever you've planned for yourself, to then go and treat yourself, whether it be a date, whether it be a spa day, a weekend away. Because I think you've got to work really hard, but you have to have something to work towards, don't you? And if it's not a promotion, then it's got to be something that you're working towards, that okay, at the end of it, there's like the cherry, the carrot, you're working towards. The carrot.
I don't think I'll be as excited about a carrot. I like a cake.
Yeah, a big donut.
Yeah, a big donut. But no, I completely agree with that.
Can we talk about obviously the way that you post? Like, me and Dan know from spending quite a lot of time with you, like just out and about, we know how you are quite strategic and very smart with your profile. Like, I say to my team all the time, she's a smart girl. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's cleverly taken this photo to put with this bit of information, like all of your statuses are really well constructed.
Yeah.
And I think people kind of, it's very easy to look at you. You're young, you're beautiful, you're a lovely person. It's easy to look at your Facebook and go, oh, she's got it all, it's easy for her. But actually, I know, and Dan knows, that there's a lot that goes into the process of you posting. So will you just kind of share a bit about that?
Yeah, like I'll just look at example, like something that I've done today. Like if I did a status where I said like I'm what did I say? I said like I'm really protective over what's mine, and so I said I'm really protective over what is mine, my girls, my food, my man, and like people were like, oh my gosh, who's trying to take your man? And I only did that because I know that it attracts an audience. So of course, like I am 100%, I'm not lying, I am 100% like possessive over my girls, my food, and Lucas, because he is mine. But no one tried to steal Lucas, no one tried to touch him. I just knew that if I did that though, that it adds something to it, and people are protective over like me. Do you know what I mean? So they're like, who's trying to hurt your man, Olivia? Because he's yours. So you need to like know who your audience is. And a lot of people would have thought that I just did that, but it was like really, I thought about, okay, so what post am I going to do today? And I thought, like, I've already done a couple of pictures, so now I want to do a post with no pictures, and I quite like to do that on my Facebook. So I don't want it to be like, I don't want people to know what I'm going to do every day. I just always have like a good think about it. So today I also did one. It's just like a picture of me. You can't really see it, can you?
Yeah, the one on the left. Yeah,
so I did a picture of me in the lift, and I just said like, one day I just stopped explaining myself to people that couldn't understand from their level of perception, ... and life got better and better. And then I hashtag Princess Movement, hashtag own your decisions. So for me, again, everything I do is genuine and honest, but like I wanted people to know that people aren't going to agree with what you're doing. You know, at one point you are going to have to be like, look, this is my life and I don't care if you don't agree with it, whether it's your friends, whether it's your family, whoever it is in your life, even if they're extremely important, you've got to decide, is this for me? Or am I going to step back and quit? And if you're going to do it, then do it with everything that you've got. So for example, this post, I just put it to say like, yeah, so this is me. And I think it's important to do fun things like quotes and for people to know that you're a strong woman. So if you see this post, everything you see behind it shows like I'm a strong woman. The Princess Movement is all about owning your decisions. And then it's just a selfie of me because I think it's important that people see you. So yeah, everything that I do is thought through. I never would just post something and like just for the sake of it. And even sometimes I post things and then I don't think that it fits on my page, so I just delete it. So I don't get it right all the time. Like even for example, today I did a post and then I was like, actually I don't like it. So I deleted it and then redid another one. So yeah, I just think you've got to be honest and genuine, and you've got to think like, who watches my posts? You know, who are they girls that are 18 to 24? Are they older people? You know, are they people with mummies? I've got children, so maybe my post will be more about my children. So it's very important that you realize who is your target market, and then once you realize who they are, then you can start to post around that as well. But yeah, I just like to post honest and genuine things, and I was like chatting to Lucas about being protectiveness. I was saying that I am really protective, but like nothing happened, but I did make it look like someone kind of did try to intrude. But like it is all about adding a tiny bit of drama to your page, because people like stuff like that.
It's a bit like reality TV shows, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's been given a little zhuzh for your entertainment.
Exactly. Like it's so true. Like you can't have a perfect page. Like, and sometimes if I do write things like, you know, I wrote, for example, something about Valentine's Day because I saw some stupid person. No, I'll be nice about it. I saw some stupid person say like, people go so overboard on Valentine's Day, blah blah blah. And then a couple of other people wrote it, and I was like, why wouldn't you go overboard like when you love someone? So then when I wrote that, it was just me being genuine about it. And I honestly always think whatever I post, like I always try and think about my life, like will this be a good picture? And it sounds really stupid, but like everything I do, I'm like, would this be good? Would this not be good? Should I voice my opinion? Should I not voice my opinion? And even sometimes I'll write a post saying like I'm like, so, what did I say? It was something like, you know, it took me a long time to realize that some things don't even need me to voice my opinion on it. And I just write things that I'm thinking of in my head. So yeah, I think just be real with it and do think, what am I posting? Like, is this actually going to help me grow my business, or is it not? You know, and that's what you've got to think basically with everything that you post.
Yeah, I think sometimes, obviously, when people are busy and they have full-time jobs and they feel like they don't necessarily have the time to post, I think sometimes I know I've seen it where people are just literally posting really poor quality photos, or it's really lazy, like they've literally just taken a picture off Google, or they've taken a picture of just the capsule sitting there. And I think that's the one thing everyone should learn, especially from you, is that everything should be orchestrated. Like you said, you're still being you, still being genuine, but like, for example, you know, when you take a picture, you need to take 50 rather than one, and then you might use one, you can use one later on. I know, like when we went to Rome with the team, or we went to Marbella, we take loads of pictures of us all natural, like different angles, like literally it's like a photo shoot, isn't it? Because you don't know when in the future you could use that picture for a recruiting post. And then that also means that when you are busy, you can just go back to one of those pictures in your album and use them. Or, you know, if your shake looks really good one day, take a couple of different pictures, or a selfie with you in it, just take it in different ways so that you can use that later on. Because I think it's really easy to get lazy with your posts, and actually every post, like if you ever think you're rushing a post, you shouldn't. It's better to do nothing, isn't it, than put a crap status on, or like not very good.
I completely agree with that. I think you have to take so many photos. And also, Kaya will really laugh today. The selfie that I took in the lift was fine, but I got Lucas to take a photo of me like posing against the wall in Berlin, because I thought it would look good. I mean, you don't understand. It's like just a wannabe model, the worst photo you've ever seen in your life. And I sent it to Kaya, and we were laughing so much about it. And she's on here. She's saying, "What are you saying? What does diarrhea? What diarrhea? What's that, Kaya?" Anyway, dire. It was completely dire. It was just whatever. But but it just shows that like I had to take a lot of photos, and even though I've been doing this for 3 years, you think that I could strike a pose, but I couldn't. And you know, it takes some time, so you've got to like, you know, do a lot of photos. And if, like you said, if you had a good photo from a couple of days ago, whatever, just reuse it again if you're busy and things like that. So one last thing, because I realised we've been like 50 minutes just chatting away. Birmingham is coming up, and it's so important. That is actually on one event that I think is vital. Any national event I've never ever missed, and I will never ever miss a big national event. What are your guys' thoughts on like going to Birmingham? Do you think it's a must? Do you think it isn't a must?
I think it's non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I listened to a podcast by Simon Chan from MLM Nation.
Oh yeah.
He refuses to work with any team members that don't go to conference.
Oh, that's really good.
And I know that's really like brutal, but I think that, you know, a massive rule within this business is to work with the workers, and it just tests who's committed. And a big excuse people have is like the money, but I don't think that's a valid excuse, because if you can't afford it, there's stuff in your house that you can sell. And Sinead Kavanagh was just saying it, how you've got like coats and clothes in your wardrobe that's taking up space that you never ever wear, and you can put that on eBay or put it on Facebook selling sites and get a £75 ticket. And even if you can't afford a hotel, you can just drive down for the day and back.
Yeah. And like we talked to, like we were saying last night, a couple of people were saying, "Oh, I don't think I can come to Birmingham because I haven't got the money." And I said, "Well, if it's because you haven't got the money, like we'll figure something out. Like we're willing to help you if you're really committed and you can show that. But if it's kind of, oh well, X, Y, and Z, and you've got a million other excuses, like because I always find excuses come in threes. People say, "Oh, I'm not well," and "Oh, I can't afford it," "Oh, and I can't get it off work." Well, really, you just don't want to come, because if you really wanted to be there, you'd find a way. And like Dad, you know, I said to the team the other day, I've got my ticket, and I've even bought 8 extra spare tickets for team members, but I'm going to go and sell 3 dresses of mine so that I can make another £75 just out of principle, really, to show that I'm going to go buy another ticket. So what are you all going to do? Because you know, especially you want, like John says, you want to have 3 extra people there in Birmingham that aren't even in the business. You want to bring potentials to the business. So, you know, I think you'll find a way, whether it's asking for help from an upline or borrow money or find something that maybe you could sell. I just think if you want to be there enough, you would make it happen.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And also, like, it's hands down life-changing. In 2015, I was NMD, and then a month later, I went IMD. The following month, I didn't do anything, but the following month, I went EMD and then PMD. So how many of you would like to go NMD and then not anything the next month, but then EMD and PMD in, like, what, 4 months? How much is that in bonus? Like, I don't even know, 40K or 50K, probably. £50,000. And I would hands down say, because I went, and then because lots of my team went and they all got the same buzz, not only did I hit those promotions, but my team hit all of their promotions with me as well. And if I was to say to you, if you went to Birmingham earning £500 a month, in 3 months you will then earn £2,000 a month just for going to Birmingham and then working on a couple of extra things. You would hands down go. And that's what this opportunity is for you to get to Birmingham. So I really hope that everyone on this call has a ticket to go to Birmingham. If you don't, you're absolutely mental. Like, I couldn't imagine any reason, to be honest, why you couldn't go unless it was, you know, I don't know, but I just don't think having no money is an excuse. The same thing, like we can all sell things, can't we? Like, we all have something in our closet that we can sell. But thank you so much then for getting on the